All traders, just give me some feedback. Do you hear me well? And please share with us some situations, maybe some setups. Great. Let's start our trading stream for today. As usual, we start from BTC analysis, and don't forget to analyze the news background, the economic background about the quite dramatic situation with FTX. So as you know, the FTX went bankrupt. So it's quite hard for crypto industry because if previously the bad scenario for crypto was the external factors like tightening of monetary policy from Federal Reserve System, but now Federal Reserve System maybe would start some easing measures because CPI index was 4% against expectations of 6%, so it's not bad. But unfortunately now there are some internal factors in crypto industry, the domino effect after FTX crash, many other exchanges were diversifying all their activities by buying FTX, by placing their holdings in FTX. So I think it will be hard. So let's start with BTC. And on this negative background, I'm almost sure that the BTC going to 14,000, 13,000 is again a question of time. As I previously said, you remember that when we met with you on streams while this consolidation was in force, I always was saying that the downfall would be the question of time, and all this movement was the loading to shorts. So from technical point of view, here we saw the breakout, then the retest, and then the consolidation again in this triangle. So the main factor of the downfall movement, the main factors are the global one, the strong negative economic backgrounds with internal factors in crypto industry, and the technical one. Here I would like to show you extremely important picture. These three shadows show us that there are many sellers limit orders here, and that was the extremely clear retest. Here participants didn't believe in the fact that the BTC would be bought out, so they started shorting. They started placing limit orders for sale here below this level. So I think that the great shorts just got started. The most important and extremely crucial thing that the lower we go, the closer price of BTC, the lower we go, the price of BTC is gradually closing to the break-even points of many huge investors that would probably leave in case of having loss, or in case the price would finally reach their break-even point. So this is another negative factor. But frankly speaking, watching the the hugest BTC holdings wallets. At least now, there weren't any huge sales from them, so you can always search it. It's open source information, as you know, because all this the blockchain system is based on the ability to track all that transactions between even the hugest wallets of BTC. So by that moment, all of them still haven't sold any huge amount of BTC, and even more, the wallets of the volume from 0 to 1000 BTC are going to they are buying more and more BTC. Another half with the BTC balance from 1000 to infinity, they are just holding. They still do not selling it. This is extremely good news, extremely good aspect, and we hope this tendency will go on. So let's have some other setups. For today, I was waiting for Didex, but unfortunately I missed this situation. I can show you some previous situation on the video that I managed to trade. The BTC, as I already said, could make the liquidity grab here, something like that. Then it will turn, get back, and then it would probably break the lower slope, retest it, and then it would be the long road down. Didex has worked out. OP, the next situation that we can track, and people, the same thing. Just all the all the coins that I was looking for, many of them just worked out. Another one is AVAX. Please put your signal levels somewhere, let's say 12.5, because we should be aware that if we have such a great formation, for example, with several touches, we must be sure that the breakout will be occur. But the breakout probably occurs when there will be higher than average volume here. If there is no volume, there is a very low chance for the breakout. So please write your questions. Please give me some feedback, because I'm here not only to trade but answer your questions. Do you hear me well at least? APT, look at this, quite high volatility. Let's watch what's happening. At least I will show you some other situations where I expect some movements. First of all, OP USDT, the triangle before reaching the 4-hour time frame support zone. I think that it will be the liquidity grab again, then the price would roll in back again, and then the huge player will finally let the price go down. So I perceive this triangle as an opportunity for early loading. After early loading, it will be great movement down. Just the next touch of this 4-hour level, and will be the breakout of it. This is ideal scenario. I really hope that it would work out. People, AVAX, Gal, the same story. I think it will be the further impulse by the principal impulse consolidation impulse. But be aware that before the breakout, there should be higher than average volumes. Let's watch what's happening here. Another uh, important thing that such football coins, coins of soccer, could work out extremely well because of the upcoming championships. Please take a look at different coins like connected with all these sport status, CHZ, and finally football USDT. All these coin could be extremely good pumped while the campaigns uh, during the championships. Be aware, and please, I really recommend you to track these altcoins and don't lose the chance. It's relevant for spot trading. Don't forget to share your previous week experience with your results, and I would show you my previous uh, setups. Just a moment. I managed to pump doggy previous week. That was the breakout from 1 hour time frame, 1 hour resistance level. So it was about 3% of movement. And extremely important part when you uh, analyzing your breakout, when you're already on the trade, you have quite good financial pillow, you are in green zone. Please always take a look at this part, at these clusters, where you can register the first fixations, the first part that buyers are fixing. Here, for example, I started fixing the most part of my deal here because I saw that the volume of fixations here are critical. Here you have the resistance on the way of the price, and I decided to fix most of 80% of my position and just gave a chance to the trade. So finally, I don't remember, it was a stop loss hit. Yes, there was a stop loss hit finally, and the analysis of clusters really help to optimize your profit. Your account have not been Bitcoin verified. So, Lamar, all this information is all this trap could be catch only by amateurs and beginners. Uh, OP. Still don't see any quite effective situation that could be worked right now. But it really looks good at OP. I would wait for some shorts. But before, as I said, it could be pumped quite quick just to catch all this liquidity above the higher slope. Uh, the instrument is quite active, but look at this. The volumes are quite unstable. There are several points where there is enormous volume inside the triangle, and it looks like the robot is working, loading huge position. So let's wait for some good situations. Maybe people will show the retest here, and the short movement would probably continue. But the entry point should be found in the order book itself. People, price, this level. On this level, we should find something solid for the pullback. I mean, every time you miss such situations, when you missed the breakout, you always have a second chance. At least you can catch the pullback from the strong zone, for example. Here you see that the breakout almost worked out the potential. Here, after the breakout, most participants fix their position here, and finally the buyout is in process. So you can if you miss the breakout, you can catch the pullback here, and finally the third chance, I think, would be if the retest would be here, if there is a quite solid arguments will be there. For example, if you see some limit orders here, you trade out their pullback again to continue this trend. So we will be waiting the price to reach this zone, and if we have some clusters, or if we have quite reliable resistance above, I will be shorting from there. So I'm placing some signal levels. But frankly speaking, I do not see anything well enough for working out. Dedux, look at this. That's what I was talking about. We reached the zone of resistance. There was just the breakout, then the retest, and here we see the first signs of resistance. Huge points of control here. As you see, the delta has changed from green to red. These two factors could be a good sign of the reverse, the pullback, when we have the breakout, then the retest, and then we again go to continue this trend lower. I'm almost sure. So let's wait. But finally, we are not future predictors. We are working with probabilities. And please adhere to your risk management. In such situation, it's quite difficult uh, to calculate your stop loss, so it should be usually mathematical in cases when you failed to find some safe zone, sheltered zone for your stop loss. So we use a ruler, extremely important tool, show ruler. And usually I place the ruler, the stop loss behind the safe zone. In this situation, safe zone is above these points of control, somewhere here, but it would be too short. So I would place 0.5 stop loss here. So let's wait for the pullback. The closest aim, always in a pullback story, the closest aim always the previous extremums. So this would be our first aim. 2.03 here. So we are ready. Look at this. On this point, there is a strong, extremely strong struggle because, first of all, this is the previous level of resistance, the previous level of support, sorry. And right on this level, you see points of control of maximum volumes. And pay attention to this fact. I usually repeat this. The hammer-like pattern that shows us the pressure from upside down. I mean, especially when we have points of control concentrated like this. They are concentrated in the upper side of each column. It means that the pressure is formed like this, from the upside down. So I would add some position. There is quite a good situation. It could be usually, there is always a chance that all your analysis will be spoiled. For example, by many factors. First factor, the unexpected movement of BTC. For example, now BTC would grow, skyrocketing. Most of the altcoins are following the BTC. The second factor could be unexpected market order. For example, buy market order. Just the institutional participant, a bank somewhere in other continent, just received the order from the headquarters just to buy several thousands of lots of DIDEX just to diversify their assets, for example. And the participant mm, that is just working there for salary place the limit order or do it right by the market and spoils all our analysis just by throwing a lot of buying contracts into the market. We can't predict such events, so you should be ready for such things of unforeseen circumstances like that. So don't think that if your ideal analysis failed to work out, it it doesn't mean that you were wrong. It means that maybe some forces that you can't control just spoiled your situation. At least as you see, the activity is decreasing, but anyway, the price can't overcome this level. If it overcomes, maybe it would be the liquidity grab here. There is a high probability that there was quite deep retest. Deep retest means that it would be quite simple just to let hamsters, just to let small players to work out this retest by ideal accurate touch. It almost impossible. Usually it's deeply retested because of on such a point the huge player is participating as well. So this huge player is haunting your stop losses. That's why he could go much deeper just to uh, just to count all our stop losses. And then after your stop loss, after your position will be closed by stop loss hit, the movement will work out on your scenario. I'm sure you're familiar with such situation. Somehow this stream is quite inactive. No comments, still no comments. Please don't be shy. Ask your questions and share your setups that you see on the market. So I always need your assistance. These shadows also show us that there is a resistance. There is a resistance, and uh, the buyer needs really huge force, huge power to buy out this level. And another one aspect. Look at this. You see absolutely green delta, but the price hardly go higher. It means that this green delta means that all these purchases are going not in the price increasing, but in the execution of seller's limit order. So when we have green delta and the price resist to increase, usually it's the very good sign, the very clear sign of um, seller loading of position. What's happening with the BTC? The BTC is going lower quite. Uh, this is the coincidence that we really need from the market. I think it would be a stop loss hit, but I will be searching for the point to re-enter. Would be better to place stop loss there. Uh, the maximum volumes here, as you see, are absolutely red. So let's wait for the reversal. Don't forget to subscribe for our channel with the free setups published by professional traders. I usually use this Telegram channel as the screener because this is even much better than a screener because screener is built on the scripts, but here the real people, the real traders who have good experience are sharing with us their thoughts about their market situations and so on. It really helps to sort out some situations. I really like what's happening on the clusters, as you see. Each of the column has the points of control higher and higher. What I mean, look at this. It means that we have pressure from upside down. I really hope that BTC wouldn't spoil this situation because now the BTC is on the local increasing trend, 5 minutes. This is the only thing I'm sure that could spoil our analysis because on Didex there is a quite small activity. On the previous stream there were quite interesting questions about the risk management, about the risk calculations, uh, please don't forget to ask your questions because the chat is still empty. Your activity helps us to promote our activity, our channel. So please give your assistance. The only negative side of this situation is that the instrument is absolutely inactive. So this setup, this trade could last extremely long time, for a very long time. For breakout strategies, how long do you hold positions on average? It's a good question. It usually depends on the type of breakout. If the breakout is absolutely crazy, uh, the first type of breakouts, the best breakouts that could even occur, it means that this is a technical breakout. You should close the positions as fast as you can because all this technical breakout is brought not only by execution of stop losses, but by the crowd. The higher and the more drastically we go, uh, the sooner all these participants would be fixing. And if we miss this moment where the critical mass of participants are fixing, we are we are risking not to close the position on the better prices. So on this type of breakout, when it's extremely fast, I prefer closing positions on three parts just by the market, not by limit orders, because you shouldn't wasting your time just fixing. The second type of breakout is quite medium breakout when it's quite active, but with some struggles on the way of price. Then you should watch the resistance on order book in form of limit orders, the resistance in this area in clusters, just to watch where there is a resistance. And for example, place your stop loss in break-even point when you have 1% of movement or 0.7% of movement. So, and the last case, when we have, for example, entered the breakout, but there is no realization of movement about 15 or 13 seconds. So you should quit this, you should leave this attempt and just to close your deal, even if there is a loss, the small loss, because if there is no breakout, it means that there is no liquidity above the level or below the level. So this is about risk management. But I even can't say on average for how long I'm staying inside the breakout. It usually depends on the type of this breakout. For example, when we had the quite bullish market, the breakout could last for several hours. For example, I just fixed 70% of my position, just moved my stop loss and break even somewhere in the zone of good profit. And then I just gave a chance to this trade, and uh, there were cases when, for example, 30% of my position left just for good, uh, for some very good outcome, finally gave me more in potential than the first 80% closed on 1% of movement, for example. But on bearish market, it's quite difficult. All the breakouts are greedy, very short, and extremely manipulative. So that's why we should place stop losses in advance and take profit. It's important. So as you see, we have some reversal signs. The price is showing the rounding. The structure is changing. So I hope nothing spoiled this situation. Nothing would spoil. Trap trader, thank you for your attention. I hope my answer was clear. Oh, 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 oh. All the instrument quite inactive. Even the BTC is not so active as usual. So I think the central topic of our today's stream is the working out of the retests and all the signs that we should really pay attention to while retesting. And as you see, the cluster analysis really calls the shots. Points of control are continuing to appear on this level, as you see. Frankly speaking, I really don't like trading the instruments while they are behaving like this when there is no activity at all. It usually means that uh, there is a lack of interest to the instrument. The only probable advantage in these situations is that it's uninteresting for the huge player, for their manipulator. So you can wait for several hours for all the day for the situation to work out, but it would be really exhausting. I really prefer quite active instruments. I got used to them because we are scalpers. We really got used to quite volatile movements. Don't forget to ask your question. There is only one question. Hi Roman, I'm working on price action these days. Do you think it's enough for technical analysis? Not of course. Technical analysis includes many aspects, and the most important, the basis of technical analysis is the proper detecting of levels, just levels. And many people perceive technical analysis as the prediction method. But you should understand that the technical analysis is not like tarot. Is more like the instrument that would help you to find the liquidity. Remember that a price is going between liquidity zones, and your technical analysis should assist you in finding these zones. The price action is quite a good thing if you are really good in price action. It would be your additional instrument in technical analysis, but not the main one, but not the core. Anyway, it would be the additional weapon in your arsenal against the losses. I would rather remove stop loss closer. As you see, the price really have some difficulties to overcome this zone. As you see, there is a real resistance. Look at this pattern. It even looks like head and shoulders here. I would I would show you. I really believe this stream wouldn't be so profitable, but it would be quite useful for those uh, who are searching for additional instruments for analysis. As you see, some points of control in the upper sides here and here, and all these points of control the price is reluctant to overcome this, and as you see, the rounding character here, it shows the local reverse. Oh, such markets are really exhausting. I think first of all, the market is waiting for some certainty from to hear something quite mm, quite understandable from the exchanges, what to wait from them, uh, the long time running crisis, or uh, because all this situation with the domino effect is quite interesting, and it's dangerous because it could prolong all this crypto winter for 1 year more, and some easing of monetary system would probably uh, fail to help. But we should prepare for worst scenario, hoping for the best. So I add some more position. almost $1,000 in the position. But when the activity would grow, I would be adding some volume. The aim of this setup of this trade would be here on the extremum, and the first aim would be there. Then this aim, and then we would see quite dangerous again. If you look more attentively, every column of the cluster reflects the bar itself. This column corresponds to this bar. The second column corresponds to the previous one. They differ only in showing the colors reflecting the buyers and sellers and the maximum volume. So if we, for example, shift all these volumes to the graph, it will be looking like that. Somewhere here, the maximum volume. And I'm sure this volume represents the fixations of long movement and the short position opening. So be careful. There was a kind of liquidity grab. Many people, many participants were shorting from this zone, moving the stop loss after the price. So that was a drastic short movement just to grab their liquidity, their stop losses, in order to load someone's short position. I really hope it was the last one before we get lower, before we going deeper to the aims. I was taught to stay away from low volume coins. Does this also apply to scalp down? Yes, low volume coins are, as far as they are inactive, and there is no potential. You're absolutely right, but in Didex there was quite good volumes, but when I opened position, the volume started decreasing. So I really hope that the volume will come again anyway, because for example, when you are trying to trade breakouts, the volume is extremely important, because with a low volume, the potential is going down the drain, because there are no activity there. It means that there are no any participants, and it means that there are no stop losses below the level. And finally, it wouldn't provide a great impulse. When there is a high activity, there are many participants and there are many stop losses, so it would provide a greater impulse. But when you are trading the retests, they could be quite much more like it would be more like positional trading, not scalping. So this is acceptable for pullbacks, for trading from zones, for trading from buyer or seller zone, market profiles, pullbacks, so on. So the volume is extremely important for the breakouts, for all the scalpers activities, for all the scalper strategies. Uh, 3 minutes left, guys. Please ask your questions. Let's repeat again all the setups. I am waiting. The OP USDT is quite interesting. Please watch the activity. The triangle could be broken in both sides, so open make a decision on high activity. People has worked out. FX absolutely dead because no volumes, so I think it would be not interesting for us. Gal USDT the same situation, but watch the instrument. Before the breakout, they could rise. UNFI low volumes. Santos, please watch the Santos. Extremely important level 11 because before the upcoming championships, I'm sure that will be skyrocketing. I already saw Ronaldo in Binance T-shirt. There will be a lot of promoting campaigns and all the altcoins connected with sport, especially football Santos, so will be skyrocketing. There is a high probability of that. So keep an eye on this, on all these instruments. Thank you, Elprican. So thank you for your attention. I will be finishing. See you next stream. So wish you great green movements. See you later, guys.